Lizzie's here, the rest of the band are Brother RJ, and that's how Halestorm, that's why it's named Halestorm, H-A-L-E.
That's right.
Very true.
You should see how long I'm sitting here going, Halestorm, and I thought for a long time that, well, that's cool, and then I thought it had to do with an incident, and then of course your last name is Hale.
Light bulb.
You're not the only one. There have been people who have been fans of ours for about 2 years. I haven't gotten it, even with the spelling, it's like Halestorm. So why did you name it Halestorm?
Because a lot of times you don't know people's last names. You know, they don't
Very
necessarily register as much, especially if you use your first name. Like Lizzie has dropped the I, which is interesting because she dropped the I out of you. You see what I mean?
Oh my goodness.
There's no
you
you
just
in the
blew
I.
my mind.
Knock your eye out.
It's very true.
But it's true, and I go immediately, I've got to meet this woman because she understands it all.
I either understand it all or I fake it really
Yeah,
well.
you understand it all because you can understand it all. It's in your voice. It's in your voice. When I hear your voice, I know you understand.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, you got a great voice. You've been doing this since you guys were like 10 years old.
Yeah, well, yeah. My little brother was 10. I was 13 at the moment, and
Still
it was,
10 mentally.
Yeah, mentally.
Exactly.
Yeah, we didn't grow up much.
We're
Dig
the crazy
this.
kids that just never grew out of it. So.
Dig this. That voice in your head that you wake up in the morning and you don't say it to anybody. It's in your head. It goes, today is Tuesday. That voice is the voice of what age you are. And if you're 10 years old, that's a 10-year-old voice in your head. Listen to it. It doesn't go like this. Hey, today is Tuesday. It's not the voice I got when I was 35. Huh? But it is. It's
So
a child's.
I want Fruit Loops.
You see?
Still get that voice every day.
But no, you've got, and then you started playing guitar at 16.
Mm-hmm.
And then your dad, this is cool, their father played bass in the band.
Yeah, for the first year and a half, and you can see a lot of this stuff on YouTube. Just look up Halestorm early days or Halestorm 1999 or there's some stuff earlier too. I tell people that no one can embarrass me anymore because everything's already out there. my dad, funny story. I was just talking about this morning to somebody. My dad, when we're like, hey Dad, you want to play? He was a bass player. And he's like, sure. I'm like, okay, well, you're going to have to, dress up a little bit, be a little hip with the kids, because we're going out and we're going to play. We're going to be in a rock band. And so he went out and he got these zebra-striped, fuzzy pants. And so we're like, well, Dad, when we said hip with the kids, we don't mean, circa 1984. Yeah, it was very much, my mother tormented us for a long time, and it was very much, we tell people Partridge Family meets Spinal Tap, it was very
But that is
crazy.
that's very cool. Your father's got to be a pretty cool guy.
Well, any parents that will be to their 13 and 10-year-old that want to start a rock band and be like, sure, you want pyro? We can build pyro. You want a rotating upside down drum kit, which we did, by the way. A rotating upside down drum kit.
It's all on
Sure,
YouTube.
why not? So yeah, it's one of those things that my parents are crazy.
Everything is on YouTube now, so you can go see it.
Now, you guys have been touring a long time, too, though.
Oh,
we were just
my
talking
God.
about that. Not a lot of young bands seem to be touring as much as you guys, and it seems to have helped you with your second album. I mean, it just sounds like you made a big leap. Is it because of all the touring? I mean,
We just love it, we hate sitting at home and just being homebodies. We love traveling. We love getting to see everything, getting to meet people, and it inspired a lot of songs on the new record. Actually, just getting that opportunity to tour around the world and other countries, and
You've
in
been
front of
there.
amazing crowds.
You've been that kind of band from the get-go. You've managed to make it with so many different bands that you've appeared with and moved around with. I think that's an amazing experience, and it develops well. You get some ideas from other bands and what they've done. I gotta say, the band is amazingly alive. Your voice is so alive for having done so many shows.
Oh.
250, that's a lot of shows.
I think we're probably getting close to 2,000 as a band. I know we've
Wow.
done about 1,000 shows before we got.
Oh, if you count in all of those, yeah, one after another. But as Halestorm, I think it's 250.
No.
Even back then you were
Every
doing it,
year.
so it adds up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Every year.
Every year, yeah, not total, but
Yeah.
annually about 250
Annually
shows,
about
yeah.
250.
Oh my
Probably more
gosh.
than that now.
Yeah,
Which you guys just played with the Avenged Sevenfold the other night, right?
Yeah.
How was that?
It was awesome.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah?
And another example of learning a lot from touring, from getting to watch other bands every night.
Yeah.
When do you get time to write?
hardly ever.
I
We,
bet.
we especially on the road, like, we take time whenever we can, and we'll be in the back lounge. Joe and I actually, we just did one on a stupid idea.
No, they're not a stupid idea.
But you write everything down, you record everything, and you collect everything. Any idea that you have, either whether it's crudely recorded or whatever you can do, you do it, and then hopefully by the time we have to do another record, we have enough material to scrounge together.
Yeah,
Which
it's
is kind
kinda
of like what
like-
happened
yeah.
with this record. We weren't entirely prepared doing this record. We had been out on the road, and we had a handful of great ideas, and had 24 hours to pack right off a tour, and went right into the studio and said, sure, why not? Let's do it.
I find that out from more bands that all the writing takes place while they're on the road, and especially it would have to be with your band.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Oh,
'Cause it would be one thing. There are bands that literally do take, and I'm sure back in the day that there was, there was more of an allowance to take some time off. Like, we're going to take a year off because we're the artists, and we can. But you can't really do that anymore. I mean, the industry has changed, and you got to keep it out. Keep out there. So.
Yes, it has, and I don't think the young musicians realize that either, or young bands coming together.
It's not. I mean, you're privileged to. You're able to do what you love every single day with the people you love. That's your privilege. You're not privileged to be, a prima donna and be like, well, I'm the I'm the best thing since sliced bread, so I'm going to take a year off from your fans. I mean, it doesn't work that way anymore. So.
That's why you do so many shows, and why they contribute so much, and why the second album is a great album.
Oh, thank you.
There's one story. Tell me what happened when you played in Amsterdam, when you did that cover of Guns N' Roses.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. First of all,
How'd you like the city first of all?
it's an amazing city.
Yes,
it really
it
is,
is,
and not just for what everybody thinks it's for. It's
Well, what everybody thinks it's for is up as of January 1st.
Yeah, but I'm telling you it's definitely not the only reason to go. It's just such a beautiful city, and it's just amazing to walk down those streets and just realize what an old city this is. And just
Everything's
the architecture
brick.
is amazing. Yeah, it's just beautiful. But yeah, we played a gig with Slash, and Slash and his band asked me to come up and sing the "Out to Get Me," the old GNR song, and it was so much fun. We did sound check, and Slash is the sweetest guy. I'm gonna totally ruin his badass reputation right now. He's like the biggest sweetheart. And he comes up to me during sound check, and he's like, all right, well, I'm going to try this. I haven't played this in 15 years, so bear with me. And I'm like, dude, whatever you do, if you totally mess it up, it's totally fine. But it was so much fun, and just to be on stage with that caliber of musician, and it was kind of an out-of-body experience, because you get to the middle of the song, and you look over, and Slash is creeping up, and he's doing a solo right next to you, and I'm like, oh my God, this is actually happening.
And they're such a great live band.
Yeah, they're so
the
amazing.
energy coming off stage is awesome. And then, I mean, when we were out in the crowd and side stage watching it, it looked like the band kicked it into a new gear. They were just so pumped. The vibe coming off stage was incredible.
And especially with all the bands that you've been around, that's an incredible comment.
Oh,
Yeah.
Completely. After the song, he'd come up and he'd give me a big hug. He was like, F&A, sister, F&A.
I want to play all night.
I'm ready to play all night now. It was so cool. It was just knocked that one off my list of things to do before I die. It was very cool. So.
Lizzie, RJ, and Halestorm, I want to thank you for coming in today. It's been a treat
Anytime.
talking to you. You made my hour, that's for sure.
And you guys are playing tonight at Lupo's, downtown Providence, is this your first time in Providence? I don't think so, right? No, you guys have been here before. Have you had a chance to check out the city, or?
That was the 1500.
Should be an awesome show. I think there's still tickets available too, so get online and check that out right
Come
now.
out and see it, man. We're doing a full set tonight. Just lots of surprises for everybody.
And just remember, the band comes out whenever they're ready. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you so much, guys.